Being a parent isn't always easy. The teenage years can be particularly difficult as the developing teen brain is managed more by emotions, making them more impulsive by nature. Meet Anand, a parent facing the struggles of raising a 16-year-old. Join us as he seeks guidance from a counselor about the complexities of adolescence.
My son, who is 16-year-old, is giving me a hard time lately. Parenting is so difficult, especially with a teenager. I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I understand that parenting a teenager is challenging and probably something you're unprepared for. But, sometimes we need to understand that they are also struggling, especially as they try to deal with expectations, worries about school, changes in their bodies, peer pressure, and just trying to fit in with others. So, we also can, sort of empathize with them and help them navigate through this as they try to figure out life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. True, but the thing is that we all have gone through that phase in life. And my son, who was normally cheerful, who would like to meet with people, get along with people, he's suddenly become very argumentative. He's become quiet. So he's just thinking, what do I do? So my question is, how do I discern? How do I take thought of what he's going through? What's his process? What is he thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, navigating the challenges of parenting requires patience, understanding, and their behavior is like a language expressing deeper underlying issues. And it is not uncommon for them to react this way, especially during this phase. But to assess potential concerns, something you could consider is asking some reflective questions about their behavior. Firstly, does your teen feel sad very often or burst out crying for no proper reason? Or does he get irritated easily or annoyed with everyone and everything lately?
Yes, he does, but don't we all feel sad and discouraged? And I think that probably the hormonal changes in a teenager
Yeah.
is also a factor in that.
Yeah. I mean, true, we all do, but if your teenager feels sad or if they're getting more irritated or annoyed with no proper reason more often than, before or more often lately, then that could be concerning.
Okay.
Do you see him perform well in college or has his grades dropped as of late?
His classes have become more challenging. Now he's in college, and he has many assignments, many project work. So he's not getting the grades that he was getting when he was in the younger classes.
As they grow older, many children struggle to cope with the higher expectations and the added stress, which, affects their grades. But a sudden drop in their grades and repeated failures in their tests, or if they are struggling, or if you see them struggle, then that could be a sign that something is not right. Do you suddenly find your child sleeping all the time or hardly at all?
Because of the assignments, the overload of assignments, project work and all, he does not sleep much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, teenagers have their own sleeping schedules, and many would prefer to stay up late into the night or sleep in for a longer time the next morning. But do watch out for your teenager's sleeping behavior, which may include not sleeping well or sleeping almost all throughout the day, because of which you might hear them complain of feeling tired or not having enough energy to do anything. So, yeah. Does he have anger outbursts?
I get angry. Isn't that normal?
Yeah, I mean, it is normal. I mean, people of all ages experience anger as an emotion. However, watch out if there is an increase in their anger outbursts as a teenager, or if he gets disruptive, or if he lashes out physically. Have you seen him take out his anger on himself in any way? Like, does he express his feelings well?
He only answers in monosyllables, yes, no, like those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether he's upset or he's irritated or he's annoyed. I don't know.
Yeah. Some teens are not so good at expressing their emotions. They will not tell you when they are sad or upset or annoyed, but they use non-verbal indicators to express themselves. But something you can do is to ask open-ended questions, like asking, how was your day, instead of asking, was your day good? Although some concerning signs can be when you see him being socially withdrawn or having poor hygiene, or giving away their possessions, or if you notice drastic changes in their weight, or at times if they start using alcohol or drugs or get easily distracted. Have you noticed any signs or concerns indicating that your son might be harming himself or talking about death or suicide?
I haven't seen my son harming himself physically. He spends most of his time in his room, and there's a big do not disturb. Recently, he asked questions about death and mentioned that he believes that all problems will end when he dies. This came up after a 20-year-old neighbor died recently.
Oh, okay, yeah. Teenagers may engage in self-harm as a coping mechanism for, various issues, and, often through cutting or banging their heads, burning their skins. Some may punch through walls or doors, or even intentional medication overdose. So look for any signs of cutting, like cuts on legs, wrists, arms, and be attentive if he displays anxiety or struggles to control their emotions. And on the topic of death, it is normal for teenagers to discuss it after losing someone that they know or that they've loved and encountering tragic news. However, if your son talks about his own death or expresses frustration about wishing to be dead or excessively focuses on dying, in such a situation, it is best to seek professional help so that they would be able to help you out through that. Before we close, it is important to stress on the need for good communication. And if you see your teenagers showing some of the signs mentioned earlier, talk to them kindly, encourage open talks, let them feel that you're there for support. And getting professional help will also be beneficial for your teenagers' well-being, especially if they're struggling. And we have a team of counselors at Santosha Samsara who are always ready to help. Remember, as a parent, your job is not just to spot issues, but actively support your teenager. Taking these steps can create a safe, more supportive environment for your teenager as they find a way through this journey of adolescence. So, as a parent, have you seen your child showing signs that we've mentioned earlier? Tell us in the comment box below, or you can also reach out to us at Santosha Samsara for any help. Join us on this journey as we address more such issues, and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned.